What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of the Powerhouse Mentality Podcast. I'm your host. I am Caitlin Kenna, and guys, today's episode is going to be a little bit more practical. And what I mean by that is, yes, I hope that when you listen to the podcast, generally you take away lessons where you can add some value into your own journey, into your own life, and take with you to execute and become better. Okay? That's the goal of this podcast, because my mission in life is to help you guys, help people become the best version of themselves through fitness, nutrition, mindset, and just helping you along your journey so that you can replicate that in your own journey and then help other people as well. So we create this great ripple effect in the world. But a lot of these podcasts, they're just a lot of, we'll call it like mindset, mental toughness, telling you, hey, get off your ass, do the work. This is why you should do it. Here's my experience behind it. Here's why it works. Now go and execute. Cool. Now that's nice, right? It's nice to hear that. But what happens when that emotion that you feel after you finish one of these podcast episodes, like that motivation feeling, what happens when that emotion dies and you realize that this is a lot more difficult than you thought it was going to be? Because I know that happens. All right, I've been working in the fitness industry for over a decade, or almost a decade at this point, right, coming up along that time. And, I've worked with hundreds of different clients, and all of them usually have the same mindset when they come into this that, okay, I'm motivated to do it, so let's go now. And then 2 weeks, 3 weeks into it, it's like, okay, this is going to be a lot more difficult than I thought it was going to be. So that's why I always want to prepare you guys and give you the tools that you need to be successful through every step of the journey. Because I know it's not easy. Believe me, I've been there myself. I'm there right now. Even though I've been doing this for a while, I still have those days where I struggle. So today what we're going to talk about is investing in your most important and your best asset. Now, I'm not talking about investing in the stock market or in Bitcoin or whatever bullshit that is. Although, investing is a very good thing. Pay yourself first. Don't not. But what I mean is investing in yourself and how I invest in myself on a daily basis to help myself become better one day at a time. And that's how we do it, because small things done consistently over time compound to create massive change. So if you're able to prioritize investing in yourself on a daily basis, what you're going to learn is that one day at a time, you get a little bit better. And then you look back a year later and you realize that you've learned so much and that you've changed so much. And it's literally all comes down to investing. Because a lot of people could look at it as I'm sacrificing going out with my friends to do other things, but it's not a sacrifice. It's an investment in becoming the best version of yourself, which will pay off tenfold. You might not see that investment pay off immediately, and most of the time you don't, which is why so many people fall off of it, right? If you do, a morning routine and practice gratitude one morning, or if you read 10 pages of a book one day, or listen to one podcast, or work out once, you're not going to feel that return on investment. But it's when you do it consistently over time with intent, that's when you start seeing that return on investment, and it's incredible. Okay? And I can tell that speaking from experience because, 5 years ago, I was dying of an eating disorder. I didn't even think that I was going to be able to make it another year. 2 years ago, I was stuck in a toxic career. I hated the person who was looking back at the mirror, and I had absolutely no idea what I wanted to do with my life. And that's when I started 75 Hard, and that's when I kind of started really focusing on my personal development, working on myself, and helping others along the way through my experiences. So, what I want to talk about today is the 5 ways that I invest in myself on a daily basis, why I do those things, and what you can do to add those into your routine so you can apply it in whatever way that you need it to fit your journey to help you become better. Because, hey, maybe you don't want to take all 5. Maybe you only want to take 2. Maybe you're already doing a couple of them. But the only reason why I'm sharing what I'm doing is because it's helped me so much, and I want it to be able to help you. So, number 1, And this one is something that I actually recently started doing over the last 3 to 4 months. I've tried doing it in the past, and I would do it for maybe a week or two, and then I'd miss a day, and it kind of just, you know how that goes, right? You miss a day, and then it kind of just like, oops, I haven't done it in a week now. I feel that. I experienced that with some things too, and this is one of the things that now that I actually have it solidified, and it's literally like second nature to me now, and I feel weird if I don't do it, is a morning routine. And I'm not saying you have to wake up at 5 a.m., take out your yoga mat, start meditating and humming to the world. That's not what I'm saying, because, there's a lot of we'll call them success guru people that you see on social media who speak about, morning routines and how the most successful people in the world have thrived off of having a consistent morning routine. Now, for myself, I stick with the basics because it's what works for me, and it's something that's made a drastic change in how I approach my day and my perspective and my mindset moving into a day. So what I do in the morning when it comes to a morning routine, number one, and one of the things that I feel like a lot of people overlook, is I make my bed. As soon as I get up, the first thing that I do is I make my bed. Why? Because it's an easy way for you to get a win as soon as you wake up. And guys, how you do the little things is how you do everything. It sets the tone for your day. Make your bed. It makes a freaking difference, and it takes a minute. If you have a shit ton of pillows, because I know some people just have a shit ton of pillows, and when I get married, you best believe I will have a shit ton of pillows, because apparently that's how it works. But if you have a shit ton of pillows, it takes maybe 2 or 3 minutes. Prioritize it, create the habit, and I promise you, you'll feel good about it. Okay? After that, now that I'm doing 75 hard, I go into the bathroom, take my progress photos, and then I come out into the kitchen and I immediately drink 20 ounces of water. I am not allowed to have coffee until I drink 20 ounces of water, which is tough because I love me some coffee. But your body's been dehydrated throughout the entire night. You will feel a difference if you drink that water as soon as you wake up. Give your body what it needs, but more than anything, it's going to help get that digestion going a little bit, and it's going to kickstart your water drinking for the day, because I know that so many people, they start their day, and then it's already 1 o'clock in the afternoon, they haven't had a sip of water. Drink your water early on and often. So after I do that, what I do is I take out 3 books. I have a journal, I have The Daily Stoic by Ryan Holiday, and Hope for the Day by Billy Graham. Now, The Daily Stoic and Hope for the Day have each page sorted by the date. So you read the small passage on that page for that day. And The Daily Stoic, more than anything, is something that I recommend to every single human being on the planet, because there's some days where you read that passage and you're like, damn, that is exactly what I needed to hear. It opens up your perspective. It allows you to think that, hey, the things that I'm freaking out about usually aren't as important as I think they are. And it allows you to kind of have a little bit of mental clarity moving into your day. Understanding that, focus on what's important for you and think about, hey, what if today was your last shot? Show up like it's gonna be, because it might. Now, when it goes to intention, what I do is I write my intent for the day. What do I want to do today in order to become better? What am I going to do as far as helping my people, becoming the best version of themselves, and helping myself keep moving? For example, a lot of the times what I write in there is something along the lines of exactly what I just said, kind of like, what if today was your last shot to do this, to do that, to do this? Show up like it is, because it's very easy for us to lose sight of that. Now, it's not always about that, but that's just an example. Okay, so I set my intent for the day, and then later on in the evening, before I go to bed, I reflect upon my day to see if I carried out my intention. And if I didn't, hey, we're back to the drawing board tomorrow. And if I did, then hey, cool. Now, how can I get better from that? With the intention, what I also do is I write down 3 things that I'm grateful for and why I'm grateful for them. And I really think this helps, because now throughout my day, I kind of look at things at a different perspective where I'm focused more on looking for the things that I'm grateful for that are happening in my life as opposed to focusing on the negatives. And when you can focus on the things that you are grateful for that you do have, you realize how truly blessed you are instead of doing what most people do and thinking about the things that they don't have and allowing that to create a negative energy in their life. Guys, most of us are extremely blessed to be in the positions that we're in. Whether you're completely broke, but you're still able to listen to this so you can pay for Spotify, hey, that's pretty damn good. You're either listening to this on a computer or a phone. If you have one of those two things, you have a lot to be grateful for. Okay, there are some children in Africa who need to travel like miles just to get clean water. It's all about perspective. So moving on from my morning routine, that was number one, having a solid morning routine. And I feel like this is going to differ from person to person, and I'm just sharing with you what I do to help me set myself up for my day. So number two, reading, and specifically reading 10 pages a day. Now, I adopted this obviously from Andy Frisella, the creator of the 75 Hard program, CEO of First Form. Listen to his podcast, Real AF. I'm going to reference it later. But reading 10 pages a day has literally changed my life. I started doing it when I started 75 Hard 2 years ago. And now I literally have a bookshelf or a bookcase full of books that I've completed. All of these books that I used to stare at and say, oh, I should probably read that. Don't lie. You know you've been there. There's this book that you're staring at right now that's sitting on your bookcase that you've wanted to read for a really long time because you know that it's going to help you. But you read 20 pages here, a couple days later you read another 20 pages, and then all of a sudden it just starts collecting dust. 10 pages a day has helped me because it's very manageable. You literally don't have an excuse. 10 pages, even for somebody who reads very slowly, maybe that's 30 minutes. Maybe it's a little bit longer. It depends. But you always can do 10 pages. And if you can't, then hey, let's think about your time management a little bit better. You always have time for 10 pages. It's manageable in that sense because it's like, hey, I'm only going to read 10 pages. But this is the biggest thing that I love about it, is that it helps me retain that information much more. So I find more value from the information that I'm learning because I feel more focused on 10 pages, because after a certain point of time when you're reading for a while, unless it's like a really, really, really good book, which I've had a couple of those that I literally cannot put down, but your mind starts to kind of wander, and then you realize, oh, did I read, I don't remember what I just read. We've all been there too. So reading 10 pages is manageable because you can pay attention and retain the information much more. And then you know what? It's like going right back to the small things compound over time thing. Guys, if you read 10 pages a day for 30 days, that's a 300-page book. Think about it like that. In order for you to finish that book, you got to read it one page at a time, so start with 10. Now, because I know somebody will ask, or somebody will be thinking, well, what do you recommend I read? So my top 3 books of all time are The Magic of Thinking Big, and I'm actually reading this book again for the 3rd time. It is that good, and every time that I read it, I get more out of it and different things, which is why I love rereading books, because I feel like depending upon where you are in your life, you get a lot more out of it each time. So number 1, The Magic of Thinking Big. Number 2, Relentless. That book is freaking amazing. And if you have a problem with discipline, Relentless will get you out of that problem. And then 3 is The Slight Edge. But I do have a 4th one because I couldn't decide if I wanted to go with The Slight Edge or Extreme Ownership. So again, The Magic of Thinking Big, which I highly recommend to every single person. Okay, Relentless, The Slight Edge, and Extreme Ownership. Those are the 4 books that I would recommend to every single person because I feel like they will help add value to your life no matter what you do. Okay? So, the 3rd thing is education and research. And this is one that I have found probably the most benefit from. So, for you guys who don't know, and I really haven't spoken about it on this podcast, I have a bachelor's in health sciences. So I have a bachelor's in health sciences. I have multiple certifications through NASM, precision nutrition, pre and postnatal. But I always continue to educate myself on a daily basis in nutrition, in psychology, in physiology, in biochemistry. And the reason being is because I'm a coach. I coach people to help them with their fitness and nutrition, but also to help them become the best version of themselves. Now, there are a lot of fucking coaches out there, and I'm going to just say it like that. There are a lot of fitness coaches out there. Now, there are a lot of fitness coaches who give you a workout program or give you a macro program or give you a meal plan and say, good luck. Check in with me once a week. I'll tell you what to do next. But here's the problem with that, guys, is that a lot of these fitness coaches, and I'm not going to start knocking people, but a lot of people just don't know what they're fucking doing. And it pisses me off because usually the people who don't know what they're doing find the most success because they know how to manipulate people. And I hate that because as a coach, I want to help people. And the reason why I educate myself on so many things is because the research is constantly changing. While calories in versus calories out is the foundation of how to lose weight or how to gain muscle or whatever it is the goal is, it's not everything. It's like you're planting a seed. But in order to watch that seed grow, you need to focus on gut health, metabolism, insulin, recovery. There's so much more that goes into it that so many people are too ignorant to understand or educate themselves on. The education is constantly changing. The research is constantly changing. So in order for me to be the best coach possible, so I can help as many people as possible coming from all different backgrounds, is to always be learning, because there's so much misinformation out on the internet that too many people are falling victim to, because it seems like it makes sense, but maybe it doesn't work for them. Everybody's going to be different. Okay? Because in order for you to find true health, you need to pay attention to your nutrition, your fitness, your recovery, your mindset, all aspects of you. Because I feel like a lot of people have so much damage done to their hormones, to their metabolism, to their body from years and years of crash dieting. It does damage. If your hormones aren't working the way they should be working because you've been feeding it all this refined, processed crap, alcohol, inactivity, stress, bullshit, or if you've literally been starving yourself from all these crash diets, your hormones aren't going to be working the way that they should. So it's important for me as the coach to understand what we can do so I can help you get the best damn results possible, because that's my commitment to every single person that I work with, is you're coming to me to get phenomenal results, and I'm not just going to get you phenomenal results, but I'm going to help you become the best version of yourself and change your damn life, because that's what it's all about. It's not going to be easy. I make sure that my clients know that right off the bat. It's never going to be easy, but it's always going to be worth it. And that's cliche, but it's true. So now that I'm done with that rant, hey, research, education, no matter what you do for a living, you can always learn more. So become a master of your craft. But never be complacent and never think that you know everything, because that's just ignorance. Now, the fourth thing I'm going to talk about is podcasts. And at this point in my life, I listen to so many podcasts because I'm obsessed with absorbing so much information. And I love the delivery of a podcast. I love how it has a topic. It's pretty step-by-step throughout the entire thing. It's very easy to understand. And I feel like it's just a really good way to get across different experiences, different perspectives, and it's been a game changer for me. A couple of the podcasts that I love, I'm going to list out 4. Obviously, the number 5 is this one because I love my own podcast. Although I really never listen to my own podcast because I'm one of those people who I start listening to my voice and I'm like, ooh, I don't like this. But I love the Real AF, the Bare Performance podcast, the Ed Milet Show, and the Model Health Show. Those are the top 4 that I listen to. Every single day when I do my cardio in the morning, I listen to a podcast. And I find that it helps me really get to a good place mentally, to be able to open my mind, to be able to help more people with the information that I'm learning, to learn about different perspectives and experiences. And I always use this information as not just hearing it, but being practical about it and asking myself, okay, how can this make me better? How can this help me to make other people better? And that's what information and education and podcasts and research, that's what it's all about. Because if you're just absorbing all this information, but you're not actually going out and using it, then it's just wasting up space in your mind. So don't be like that. Don't just suck up all the information. Go out and use it. Execute it. Add it to your life. Implement it in your journey. And allow it to help you grow. Now, the 5th thing, and the one that I feel most passionate about, because it's something that I work in, is nutrition and fitness. Guys, if you're feeding your body shit, you're probably not going to be the most successful you can be. Your energy is going to be shitty. You're going to feel like crap. Your body's not going to be happy. Here's the thing. And this is something that I tell a lot of people. I feel very strongly here. I don't care how fucking successful you are in your career, in your family life, in any other area. If you put fitness and nutrition and your health on the back burner, it's eventually going to come around and kick you in the ass. Think about how much more successful you could be if you had a solid foundation of health. And it's not just about the physical, but it's also about the mental health, because your nutrition plays a role in your mental health as well. If you're consistently feeding your body refined and processed, highly refined, hydrogenated oils, sugars, you're going to have a lot of inflammation in your body, and that inflammation can cause anxiety, depression, mood disorders, brain fog, lack of focus, low energy. All of these things don't help you if you're trying to become better in your career. They're just working against you. When you can get your nutrition and your fitness in check, you will succeed at a faster rate. I promise you that. And when it comes to the fitness side of things, like being somebody who does CrossFit, I can tell you that getting through a fucking miserable workout and mentally being able to push yourself, it teaches you that you can do much more than you think. And that lesson trickles into other areas of your life. So, again, like, I don't care if you're making $1 million a year. That's fucking awesome. But if your health is shit, you could be making $10 million. And I'll just leave it there. But if you guys need help with your fitness or nutrition, please, I put the link in the description every single time to get access to my free private Facebook group where we talk about fitness, nutrition, mindset. It's a community of support and accountability as well. And I do also coach people. My VIP coaching, and I coach people in the First Form app. I put all of the information down below. If you guys are serious about getting your life together and you really, really, really want to make a change with your nutrition and you just don't know how, or you just need somebody to be with you along the way and hold you to the line, hi, that's what I do. And I'd be more than happy to help you. But guys, I hope that this podcast added a little bit of value into your life and helped you maybe think about, what can I do to better invest in myself every day so that I can get a crazy return on investment to becoming the best version of myself? Because I don't get paid to do this podcast, guys. I don't have any advertisements. I don't have any sponsors, or I don't even know how to monetize a podcast, let's be honest. And, I don't research how to monetize a podcast because I just want to get value across to you. I just want to help one person with the information that I'm speaking on through my experiences. And, if I can help one person, then I win. But, guys, please share this podcast. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment, leave a review, do that thing. And, go out today and do one thing that's going to take you one step closer to where you want to be. Love you guys.